in front of our Gillespie Group American Metal Roof Studio here in the Gillespie Group Stadium District building, right on the Avenue of Michigan, right out in front of the Capitol. Amanda Wall is with Steve Zabin, the media coordinator for the 19th Annual Oldsmobile Homecoming Car Show. This is the world's largest one-day all-Oldsmobile car show. Over 500 cars, 100 vendors, and even 30 or 40 for sale, if you're interested, plus a memorabilia auction. It's Saturday, June 18th from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, and it's at the State of Michigan General Office Building parking lot at the corner of Canal and Billwood in Lansing, Michigan. People come from all over the state for this because, after all, Lansing was the Oldsmobile headquarters of the world. No longer, and only in people's dreams, are actually right in front of our studio on the street.
Good morning, Michael Patrick. We are out here in front of a beautiful Oldsmobile. I'm here with Steve Zabin. Can you please tell us a little bit about this car that you brought?
Well, this is a 1970 442 Indianapolis 500 pace car, which, believe it or not, we were at the track with it a few weeks back.
For the 100th anniversary of the Indianapolis 500?
That is correct. They had a special pace car reunion, and we got invited.
Did you get to drive on the track with the car?
We absolutely did, and believe it or not, we had 6 cars from Lansing down there.
Do you own all of the cars that came down?
No, ma'am. We had actually 4 families from Lansing were invited to the 100th anniversary of the pace car.
How big does the 19th annual Oldsmobile Homecoming get?
Well, this year is extra special because it's turning into a 3-day event. It's this Saturday, the 18th of June, and it's at the State of Michigan General Office Building on the corner of Canal and Billwood Highway, which is exit 98A. But we'll have 500 show cars there and over 100 vendors and about 30, 40 cars for sale. And the key thing is it's free to the public, so it doesn't cost you a dime to see a lot of Oldsmobile history.
There's a museum that you can visit, too, while you're here. What can we see inside of the museum?
Yeah, absolutely. The R.E. Olds Transportation Museum is just down the block from us here. They'll be open Friday, too. But you know what? There's a lot of good things to see there. But on Friday night, something new this year, we're cruising to Diamondale. And Diamondale at 6 o'clock on Friday night, they're closing off their streets. They're going to have a band. And we're going to have a party in downtown Diamondale.
The village of Diamondale. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, go down. You get to see a bunch of classic cars, classic Oldsmobiles. And there's a swap meet as well?
That's right. There'll be about over 100 spaces, about 80 vendors, and they'll be doing nothing but selling Oldsmobile parts, Oldsmobile memorabilia, Oldsmobile books, Oldsmobile history. And we're going to have an auction at 1 o'clock where you can bid on Oldsmobile memorabilia items. So if you want to get that little piece of history, you might be able to buy it at a right price.
Will there be any cars in the auction, or are you auctioning off parts and...
Just memorabilia, just all kinds of unique memorabilia, no cars. No, but there'll be 30, 40 cars for sale, though.
Great. Well, back to you, Michael Patrick.
Amanda's wishing she could drive away in that car right now. If I could describe it to you, it's a 2-door Oldsmobile with a white top. I think that's a convertible. And it's a squared-off car, like they used to make cars nice and square like that. And it was the official pace car of the 1970 Indianapolis 500. That was the 54th annual at the time. So if you're interested, just go to reolds.org. That's www.reolds.org. The show is Saturday, June 18th, as you just heard, from 9 until 3. And that is going to be a lot of fun for folks here. A little bit of pure Michigan on the roads. We are going to get with you a little bit later. Actually, let's do it right now so you can hear yesterday's presidential debate. All of the Republicans were on stage, at least the ones who are currently running. I'm going to give you a little sample of each one of them, since you probably didn't watch the whole 2 hours, unless you're a junkie like me. Here's what they sounded like. Let's start with Newt Gingrich, the presidential candidate, former Speaker of the House, who cited high unemployment in the Obama administration.
When 14 million Americans are out of work, we need a new president to end the Obama depression.
The Obama depression. Republican presidential candidate Tim Pawlenty said that the president's trying to hold the economy hostage.
This president is a declinist. He views America as one of equals around the world. We're not the same as Portugal. We're not the same as Argentina.
Tim Pawlenty, of course, from Minnesota. Now from Pennsylvania, Rick Santorum says we need some change in our country.
What we need is an economy that's unshackled. And what's happened in this administration is that they have passed oppressive policy and oppressive regulation after Obamacare being first and foremost.
We just heard Mitt Romney last segment, so let's skip ahead to Herman Cain, who you may not know. He is the CEO of Godfather's Pizza and sort of the businessman, one of the businessmen candidate in the potential primary race.
This economy is stalled. It's like a train on the tracks with no engine. And the administration has simply been putting all of this money in the caboose.
And Ron Paul, the
we got into trouble because we had a financial bubble.
That's it?
We got into trouble because we had a financial bubble, and it's caused by the Federal Reserve. If you don't look at monetary policy, we will continue the trend of the last decade.
Doing a little fancy dancing here this morning. So that is a sort of summary there. And Michelle Bachmann made her announcement that she will run for president. You heard that earlier this hour, too. So that gives you a sample of every one of the candidates on stage yesterday. There was not too much fur flew around yesterday, except between Tim Pawlenty and Mitt Romney, because apparently Tim Pawlenty went on a talk show this weekend, one of the Sunday chat shows, and was really sort of teasing Mitt Romney about his role in Massachusetts health care and the national health care reform. And so John King, who was the MC, said, the moderator, why don't you say it right to Mitt Romney's face since he's standing next to you right now? And Tim Pawlenty sort of fumbled around with that one and demurred. So he looked a little bit weak in that moment, but it's early. They're still just sort of getting their sea legs when it comes to debating. The president today will be in Puerto Rico, speaking at a U.S. National Guard base, and then he's going to tour the governor's mansion and then, of course, have a Democratic fundraiser while he's there. It's all part of the political machine. The first official visit by a sitting president since John F. Kennedy in 1961. It's Michael Patrick Shields, Michigan's Morning Show, The Sports Story. When we get back, the Tigers had a single game yesterday against the Rays, a makeup game. How did they do? Stay tuned.